Hello there, this is John V, Software Evangelist of JSCAPE, and you're watching another JSCAPE MFT server tutorial. In today's video, you'll learn how to publish messages to an Amazon Simple Notification Service or SNS topic using JSCAPE MFT server. There could be a couple of reasons why you would want this capability, but one big reason is so that you can get notifications when certain events occur on your server. This will keep you on top of things and enable you to act on them before they turn into issues. So here's what we want to do as an example. We're going to set up a trigger that will be listening to a particular event. Once that event occurs, the trigger will then respond by publishing a message to an Amazon SNS topic. Amazon SNS will then take charge of pushing that message to that topic's subscribers. Now, these subscribers can be web servers, email addresses, phone numbers, Amazon SNS queues, and so on. And for this particular example, the trigger we're going to create will respond whenever our JSCAPE MFT server instance receives a request from a client that's attempting to download a particular file. The response will then be a message containing pertinent information regarding the request, like the client IP address, the client port number, the username, and so on. But before you start setting anything up on JSCAPE MFT server, there are a few things you'll need from the Amazon AWS side. This would include the following. You'll need security credentials like your access key ID and its corresponding secret key. The access key ID in MFT server is called username or access key, and the secret key we call that password. You'll also need the AWS region at which the SNS topic is associated with. And finally, you'll also need the topic's ARN or Amazon resource name. If you've never tried creating an SNS topic yet, here's an overview of what you need to do there. I'm going to assume you already have an AWS account though, and that you already have your security credentials on hand. So if you have those, first thing you need to do is, fire up your web browser and then sign in to the AWS console and go to services. After that, type in and select SNS from the search box. Next, go to topics and then click create topic. Now, you should take note of the region in the upper right corner of the screen. So in our case here, it's Ohio, because you'll need that later when you create an AWS trading partner on JSCAPE MFT server. Next, give the topic a name. So for example, MFT server monitoring, and click the create topic button. Once the topic has been created, take note of its ARN. You'll need that later as well when you create a trigger on JSCAPE MFT server. Now that you have your SNS topic ready, the last thing you need to do is to add subscriptions to this topic. For now, let's just add an email address. Once JSCAPE MFT server publishes a message on this topic, SNS will then forward that message to that email account. Now, if you have multiple subscriptions, then the message will be published out to all those subscriptions. So to create a subscription, just click the create subscription button. The next step would be to select the protocol for the endpoint you wish to subscribe. So for example, since our endpoint is going to be an email address, then we just select email from the list of protocols. Other supported protocols include HTTP, HTTPS, email JSON, Amazon SQS, and Amazon Lambda. After that, enter the email address of the intended recipient and then click the Create Subscription button. You should then see your subscription in the list of subscriptions under the SNS topic you created. You can of course add more subscriptions if you want, but for now let's just use this one. Take note that the subscription will remain pending until the owner of the endpoint will confirm the subscription. So in the case of email endpoints, the owner of the email account will receive a subscription confirmation email where he or she has to click a link to confirm the subscription. Only after the subscription is confirmed will that endpoint be able to receive SNS messages. So now that you're done setting things up on the AWS side, it's time to configure your JSCAPE MFT server instance to send out those messages. The first thing you need to do is create an AWS trading partner. This trading partner will contain all the necessary details for connecting to AWS, which you can then reuse when you create various triggers that send out messages to your topics on Amazon SNS. To create an Amazon AWS trading partner, just log into your MFT Server Manager, navigate to a domain, go to the Trading Partners module, and then click the Add button. And then from the drop-down list, select Amazon AWS, and then click the OK button. If you notice, there are several other trading partner protocols in there, like Amazon S3, Box, Dropbox, Google Cloud, IBM Cloud, Azure, and many others that you can integrate MFT server with. Once you're inside the Amazon AWS trading partner dialog, you can then specify this trading partner's parameters. Start by giving this trading partner a name. I'm calling mine TP-SNS-1. After that, enter your AWS access key and its corresponding secret key. You should also select the appropriate region. That's why I asked you to take note of the region earlier. You can then test this connection by clicking the Test Server button. If everything's good, you should see a message box that says the test passed. Click OK to proceed. Now that you have your AWS trading partner ready, the next step is to create a trigger that would listen for a certain event and then publish a message to an Amazon SNS topic when that particular event occurs. So let's do that now. Let's go to the Triggers module and click the Add button to add a new trigger. So let's give the trigger name, and let's select the event type that we wish this trigger to listen for. So in our case, we've selected the file download started event type. And let's click Next to proceed. The next step is to specify certain conditions that would limit the response of this trigger to specific events. So for example, this particular trigger should only respond to a file download started event that involves the text file shown on the screen. So click Next to proceed, and then let's click the Add button to add the trigger action that will be responsible for publishing a message to a specified SNS topic. Then let's select Amazon SNS publish message, and then let's click OK. In the trigger action parameters dialog, you should specify the following. So first, you need to select the trading partner you created earlier. In our case, it's TP-SNS-1, and then select the ARN of the Amazon SNS topic to which the message should be published. So as you can see, you don't need to memorize this. MFT server will just populate this list box with all the topics available in your SNS. And then lastly, you can specify the message itself. Note that you can use variables to include properties pertinent to the trigger event. So, for example, for this particular event, we could include the client IP, the client port, the username of the account that downloaded the file, and the local server path of the downloaded file itself. And then click OK to proceed. If all goes well, you should then see the newly added trigger in your list of triggers. That's it. Now you know how to configure JSCAPE MFT server to automatically publish a message on Amazon SNS when a particular event occurs.